Outlander's Richard Rankin on Roger's passion for Brianna and forgiveness for Jamie. When Roger Wakefield, Richard Rankin, now Mackenzie, first met Brianna Randall, Sophie Skelton, in Season 2 of Outlander, it was a coup de foudre for the Scottish history professor. He knew instantly that she was the one, even though they only spent a short amount of time together. He fell head over heels for her, Rankin exclusively tells Parade.com. They are very passionately, very honestly in love. With the whole idea of time travel, as that unfolded, obviously, first there was a bit of skepticism, but he was there for Brianna. He thought, potentially, that Brianna's mother was going through a bit of a crisis, running around saying time travel's possible, and he needed to be there for her. But in the finale of Season 2, when they became believers after seeing Gaius Duncan, Lot Verbeek, pass through the stones, and Brianna realizes her mother is most likely going to return to Jamie, Sam Hagen, Roger and Bree form an unbreakable bond. He genuinely would do anything for her without question, Rankin continues. He'll have been in relationships before Brianna, but none of them will have come close to that feeling or that overwhelming desire to be there for her. So, I think it's something very unique, something very special, something that he doesn't question. It's something that's just there, and his soul, really, it's just on automatic pilot a lot of the time when it comes to Brianna. Part of Roger's willingness to do anything for Brianna was demonstrated by his following her back in time in hopes of keeping her safe. But another part of it is working to forge a relationship with Jamie and to try to get past the fact that Bree's father beat him within an inch of his life and then had young Ian, John Bell, sell him off the Mohawks. I love the relationship between Jamie and Roger through Season 5, Rankin says. It's a lot of fun. It evolves in baby steps. There's a lot of prodding, just wee jabs. Does he forgive Jamie? No, not really. But there's a lot at play at the start of Season 5 in terms of what they think of each other. First and foremost, I think they trust each other. The lack of forgiveness goes both ways. Jamie, too, still has a bit of an axe to grind with Roger for hesitating to return to Brianna immediately after being rescued from the Mohawks. It wasn't that he didn't want to come back, or he didn't love Brianna, Rankin explains. Obviously, he does. It was just he needed to process what had gone before, which is a lot. So, they both are carrying something, but under that, or above that, whatever way you want to look at it, there is trust between them. So, that's a solid foundation which they build upon slowly. It's a lot of fun watching Jamie and Roger get to know each other. Roger wants to go back to modern day. Brianna wants to stay because this is where her family is. Is he sacrificing for love, or is there also the concern as to whether or not Jamie can travel through the stones? We definitely know that she's his mother, but we don't know, for sure yet, who's the father. No, we don't. But that's something that Roger takes on wholeheartedly, is the role as Jamie's father. It's not a huge question for Roger whether or not he's biologically Jamie's father. I think he's taken on that role without question because he loves his family, he loves Jamie, he loves Brianna, and he would do anything for them. Is it a sacrifice he's making? I think both of those things are probably true, or he feels, at that point, that they're true. He is making a sacrifice for love and for his family. He's given up absolutely everything that he was and is, everything. His whole life in Inverness, his life in Oxford, his home in Inverness, his work. I can't imagine that he can just stroll back into Oxford as a professor of history. I think they would just be like, oh, yeah, sure. You've been gone for years, but then you come back. So, that's gone. Any real foundation of a life in the 1970s, he sacrificed all of that, again, very willingly, without question for his family. But at the same time, it's also true that they don't know whether or not Jamie can travel. So, that's something that has to be ascertained.